why are we watching? Teresa and Melissa are not going to speak to each other. Period. The end. I don't get it. So if it's a whole nother season of Teresa and Melissa not speaking to each other, I could see people tuning out by episode 2, 4, 6, and I could see the ratings dropping every week. If the ratings for New Jersey are what they were last season, I think New Jersey will be in the surviving category with Beverly Hills. And then I think we still have to change it up. If the ratings are low and you're all bored and you know what happens, that's Teresa and Melissa don't speak and you don't want to watch, then New Jersey, I'm not so sure is coming right back either. Because here's the thing. How do we change up the show? New Jersey is really expensive at this point. You have Teresa probably 2.25. You have Melissa 1.5, close to 2. Well, I'm not done. Margaret Josephs has been there for a long time. She's probably like 800,000. When I was friends with Margaret used to always tell me it disgusted her that Dolores made more than her. She would always tell me this. I contribute. Look at me on camera. I contribute so much more than Dolores. How does she make more than me? Well, it's favored nations, girl. So as much as Margaret makes, a Dolores girl, you ain't writing so easy either. What are you contributing for your salary? Dolores is so in the middle, literally in the middle of the picture, and will not take a side. In a way, she's what they want. Like she's like that's what they want. They want the Crystal Kongs of the world that are not going to get their hands too dirty. Let's not give a pass to Jennifer Aiden. This is her 6th fucking season for Miss Aiden. You know, I mean, Jackie took her hit when she's a friend of Aiden's up there. Aiden's probably 500. So Aiden makes a lot. So this is a really expensive show. So I think it's about to topple over. Andy says it's not sustainable. If you guys are bored of Teresa and Melissa not speaking all season and nothing else kind of gets in there and you all start tuning out, we got a problem in New Jersey. If the ratings are good, I think we'll keep New Jersey, but I still am not sure that this particular cast comes back. I still think Melissa is more protectable than Margaret. And I think Dolores, there's something about Dolores in New Jersey. I don't know. I mean, that leaves Margaret going. I don't know. This is how we got everyone coming back. None of it makes sense to me. I still think Margaret's the most in trouble out of the current cast. Nothing to do with us not getting along and all that, because I really don't care. But we have a problem in New Jersey going forward with the cast. I think there'll be big changes. And then that's what they're trying in Atlanta, and it doesn't seem to be working. They can't figure it out. So I don't even know. So we have a problem in New Jersey. New Jersey doesn't get a free pass. Yeah, so we have shows that have problems. We have a shitload of lawsuits. We don't know how many more lawsuits are coming. And lawsuits cost money. Leah McSweeney is not spending any money on her lawsuit. Carolyn Manzo, no money. These are all contingent. And lawyers do not take cases contingent if they don't see a penny in them. They're paying costs. When we have to FedEx something, Leah's being charged. If we have to send a courier, if we have to send an Uber to pick up. So there's minimal cost, sure. Same thing with Faye Stowers. But these lawyers took these cases contingent. NBC has an in-house counsel who, when you are sued, you have to go to your outside firm. So these are all the reasons why it's delayed. I still think this Bravo should be taught at a business school of what not to do for a network. I think regrets having all their eggs in the housewife basket. No shade, because hindsight is 2020. I think they regret having Andy be a producer and the face of a network. And I'm not coming for him. Listen, before we go, let me tell you my advice. Let me tell you my advice for Andy. And again, I'm not coming for him. If I were Andy, this would be me. Truly, hand to God, what I would be doing. I would be talking to experts in exit packages. I don't even think they're going to part ways. I think they're not even going to part ways with Andy. I'm not so sure that Andy's in trouble and he's named in these lawsuits and they're going to get rid of him and say, come to our office, here's your exit package, like Chris Harrison and $25 million. I actually think the opposite. I think if I were Andy, I would kind of fuck them before they fucked me. I'd be talking to whoever helped Chris Harrison and Don Lemon. Don Lemon, I see in the Hamptons all the time. Okay. All the time. He just got married. Luann was there. Kamala Harris called him. Married. Don Lemon has his money and is living his life. Of course, he wants to do something else. TJ and Amy Robach, they got their podcast and they're getting good guests. Life goes on. So before you just get your like, you're fired and like, you know where all the bodies are buried, like Chris Harrison, and we have to give you an exit package. If I were Andy, this would be me. I would say, I'm not worried about being fired. I am the network, so you're not firing me. But I see what's happening the same way David Yontef from Behind the Velvet Rope sees it. And I have, first of all, I have two beautiful children that are the love of my life that are growing up. Second of all, I have, he has expenses. He has building a new house in New York City. He bought the penthouse across from where he lives in my friend's building. He has the New Hamptons house in Amagansett. But okay. So you have two kids that you love. By the way, just like Bethany Frankel sells Skinny Girl and retains all the rights for Skinny Girl jeans and Skinny Girl salad dressing and Skinny Girl like butt plugs, whatever the fuck else she has, Andy would still have Radio Andy, which Jeff Lewis is on that, making a shitload of money for him. You would still have your book imprint instead of a Daddy Diaries every year. There could be a Daddy Diaries every other month. I mean, Radio Andy makes money. The book imprint makes money. Whatever non-compete you had, you can go do something else. Go co-host with Kelly Ripa. There's no restaurant. And let me tell you something. In the Hamptons, when I see Don, they roll out the red carpet. There's no disgrace for Matt Lauer. They roll it. Andy would be any restaurant. You would still have all your celebrity friends. Kelly Ripa so outraged about all the lawsuits against you. I would be like, I see the writing the same way David Yontef sees the writing. I think this thing is going down. And guess what? I'm glad I gave all this to you, but I want out before this whole thing sinks. And I would go to them if I were Andy. And I would say, after speaking to the experts and say, here's what I want. And guess what? Watch what happens with 200,000, 300,000 viewers. That'll be off your plate. That won't cost you any. So it's going to cost you $50 million today. But next year, you're just going to keep me on for, $500,000 a year. By the way, they're going to keep him on and give him a salary or give him some fake title, a new role at the network, which really means like nothing. So next year, and you'll give me 50 million this year, which that's my salary. So this year, you're going to have to pay me 100 million, my salary plus 50. Next year, there ain't no more salary of, $150 million. You're just paying me whatever, my salary of 500,000 or 300,000 a year. So next year, you're paying me 500,000. So if you always paid me 50 million, this year you have to pay me 100 million because I want the buyout. So this is a bad year for you. Next year, you only have to pay me 500,000. So or even $1 million. So next year, you're saving yourself $49 million. The year after, you're saving yourself another. And eventually, you get rid of me. And it eventually will cost them less.